Hi Jim, we're in the boardroom at a snowbound Cappielow today. You've managed to make it in ahead of the Celtic game tomorrow, which at this moment in time is still scheduled to go ahead. First of all, can I just get your rundown of the week you've had so far with the snow, and if you've been able to train, and where you've been able to train, if at all?
Yeah, well, obviously Wednesday was when the weather really changed quite dramatically. So no players could get out, and we were told quite categorically from the Met Office and from the Police Scotland as well not to travel. So we didn't do anything on Wednesday. Thursday there was a few players could manage to get out, but unfortunately we couldn't get any facilities because not one normal place at Parkhead was obviously closed, and any indoor facility their own staff couldn't get in. So either the local authorities or local councils had closed the building. So again, we didn't manage to do any training. We managed to get a little bit of, I would call it, fresh air and blow off the cobwebs. Really, that's about as much as we could do today, just down at Battery Park, which was bitingly cold. I have to say that, and the wind blowing the snow off the areas. But it was just important to get the players, in a group again together before the match tomorrow against Celtic. And although we really couldn't do too much, as I said, at least as I said, we managed to do sort of 45 minutes, just getting a little touch of the ball again. I think that was important.
That lack of preparation, the ability to have a lack of preparation, do you think that should come into consideration at all for a game going ahead?
No, I don't think it will come into consideration whether we think it should or not as a material. It won't. So, I mean, there are teams who will play and who are part time, for instance, and they've finished their work in maybe 2 or 3 days before the matches. So, I don't think we can look at that. The difficulty is that, as I said, the players had a game on Tuesday night, and it's that recovery time and not being able to get the legs going again, get the muscles working again. So that could impact on possible injuries. If you go and play a top class side, and the tempo and the pace that game is going to be played at, and if the players, the muscles haven't recovered yet, then obviously there's a possibility of injury. So that's something that could happen, but we can't think about that. We just have to prepare the best way we can, and give it 100% on the day.
Do you have any other thoughts on the game going ahead at all in terms of travel and getting to the stadium?
Yeah, well, again, as I said to you, it's not our call. I mean, but I think safety's got to be first and foremost paramount for everybody travelling, anyone involved in the game, and any spectator wanting to go along to it. I think not just sometimes getting to the game, but sometimes after it as well. I think the weather's been so severe that I think that maybe has to be taken into consideration. But and although maybe the majority of Morton fans will travel, from relatively local. There's probably a few travel far and wide as well, and obviously Celtic's fan base is all over the country, so a lot of their fans will be travelling. So yeah, maybe that has to be taken into consideration. But I think at this, certainly as we speak just now, the game isn't in any doubt, and it's scheduled to go ahead as planned.
Just assuming it goes ahead as planned, what's your thoughts going into the match? It's obviously Celtic, the champions, big game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can run off the accolades for Celtic. I mean, they've scored 100 goals. They're top of the league. They're a side that's only lost 2 goals in 80 odd games or so domestically. So there's so many things. If you start listing them all, I think you won't get out of your bed in the morning. So you've really just got to approach the game with the same determination as you have in any other game, and that is to do your best. Be as organised as you can be, work as hard as you can, and on the day, see where that takes you, and make it as try and make the game as uncomfortable as you can for Celtic in terms of denying them space. But listen, a lot of top teams have tried it and failed, and some have failed miserably. And I think particularly at Celtic Park, it's an even more daunting task. But as I said, the players are really looking forward to it, and that's important. I think if there was trepidation there, I think if they were anxious about playing Celtic, then of course those nerves could play a major part. But I get the sense that they're really looking forward to it, so I'm confident we'll do ourselves justice.
Some of the players have played there before in general terms, but also with the club. Just 2 years ago, you played there at Celtic Park, at the same stage of the competition. Does that help at all with some of the players having played?
I think there's maybe 3 or 4 of the players that were here. I think that obviously there was a couple of other guys who, like Lee O'Day and I think Ross Forbes, were injured. They've been in the squad and things like that. But I think there's about 3 or 4. So it may help, from their point of view, that it's not as unfamiliar And we obviously have been to Ibrox and Easter Road and stadiums, you know, you're playing against top teams. Hampden as well, you know, against Aberdeen in the semi-final. So, you know, we have acquitted ourselves well in a lot of these big games. But Celtic is a different proposition. There's no getting away from that. They are, you know, the top team in Scotland by quite a considerable margin. So it's another level for us to try and compete against. And as I said, all we can do is do it to the best of our ability.
And just one final thing, Jim, you get any injury news? Obviously it might be difficult to tell with the lack
Yeah, well, look at Gasparotto, who's still injured. Jack Iredale done what all the other players done today, a little run around, and he feels good, and obviously he's desperate to be involved. So we've told him to come along, and you know, we'll assess it again tomorrow. But other than that, all the the players that was available for Tuesday are okay. And as I said, other than possibly Jack, anyone who was injured is still injured.
And John Baird's cup tied.
Yes, and John Baird's cup tied as well.
Excellent, Jim. Thank you very much for your time and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, John. Cheers.